Let's discuss email and productivity. Have you ever opened up an email, read the email, maybe even left it open for a couple of hours, and then at some point during the day, you close that email and mark it unread, thinking, I need to get back to that. Some email systems allow you to flag with a color or different colors. My green flags mean this, and my red flags mean that, and my blue flags mean something else. Well, here's what we found. Email subject lines themselves can lend a lot to our personal productivity and our time management. Let me explain. When you open up your email inbox, usually you are bombarded with nouns, ideas, situations, problems, circumstances, people's names, names of documents. And what happens when you see a noun is you start to think, you start to wonder, you start to connect, and you start to reflect. That is, you start to plan for what you're going to do about that information. Now, I don't know what the percentage is. I know when I sit down with a client about how many emails their subject lines start with verbs versus their subject lines start with nouns. Usually it's more nouns, by the way. Here's what you can do. When you get the email and open that up, before you close it, make the decision about what you're going to do next on that email. When I'm sending somebody an email, if there's an action in the body, if there's an action that I'm asking them to take, I generally put that action up in the subject line. I want to be the guy that when I land in your email inbox, you know what to do based on the subject line itself. Now, there are some systems out there, Microsoft Outlook, Lotus Notes, for example, where you can change the incoming subject line of an email. Now, this isn't for everybody, especially for those of you who might reply to a lot of your emails. But for those of you in the crowd who like to keep emails in your inbox until they're done, and then once they're done, you simply file or delete those messages. What you could consider is as that email comes in, you read the body, and then you tag, you put up in the subject line itself what the action is that you have to do. Clients who have done this have actually turned their incoming email inbox into a sortable to-do list. Imagine if when you opened up your email inbox, instead of seeing a bunch of random nouns, ideas and problems and possibilities and situations, you actually saw a grouping of calls you have to make, emails you have to send, things you have to confirm, waiting for items from other people. It makes it really easy to identify the action, get in there, and then move that toward completion. Now, once again, if there's a possibility that you're going to reply to those emails, you might want to do a couple of other different things about those email subject lines. Let me give you one tip for that. One of my clients sat down, and she was fairly adept during meetings, on her commute into the office, even while she was sitting at her own desk, to emailing herself. Right? She'd pull up an email, she'd put her name in the to field, and then in the subject line, she would tell herself what to do. We made two small changes. We made it so that when she emails herself from her BlackBerry, her home email, or her office email, when she emailed to her and it was from her, it automatically filtered into a box, into an email folder called My Actions. We did one more filter, one more rule, and most email systems can handle this. We made another rule where if her name was in the BCC, the blind carbon copy, if her name was in the BCC, it went out, it came back, and now the system recognized, oh, she was the sender and the recipient in the BCC. It went into another folder called Follow Up. Implementing these two strategies, she let us know, saved her minutes a day. She could open up one folder and find everything that she needed to do, and she could open up one other folder and see everything that she needed to follow up on.